All right, accelerated. Welcome to our last discussion on statistics. And today we are going to be talking about the mean absolute deviation, or MAD. And no, I haven't gone mad doing this, but I have definitely want to go over this with you and show you how you find the MAD and what is the MAD, because that's kind of the most important thing. And the mean absolute deviation of a set of data is the average distance between each data value and the mean. The mean absolute deviation is a way to describe the variation in a data set. It helps us get a sense of how far spread out the data values are. And that's why we use the MAD, because the farther the numbers are spread out, the less helpful they are to us. The closer in they are, the more helpful they are to us. So let's jump into this and see, how do you find, or how do you go MAD? So we start with a set of numbers, and my set of numbers is 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And as you could see already, the first step in finding the MAD, which makes sense since it's the mean absolute deviation, is to actually find the mean. And we know to find the mean, we're going to add up all of our numbers and divide by how many numbers there are. So let's look at that. So I added up 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I divided that by 7. And when I did that, I ended up with a mean of 6. Ironically, that's also the median, but that's besides the point right now. I'm looking for the mean, and the mean happened to be 6. The next step is to subtract each number in the set of data from the mean itself and then take the absolute value. So here's what I'm talking about. I take the mean, I subtract the number. So I take the mean of 6, I subtract 2 because that's the first number, and I get 4, take the absolute value, and I get 4. And I'm going to do that for every number. 6 minus 5 is 1. Take the absolute value is 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. Take the absolute value is 1. 6 minus 6 is 0. Take the absolute value is 0. 6 minus 7 is negative 1. Take the absolute value and I get 1. 6 minus 8 is negative 2. Take the absolute value and I get 2. And finally, 6 minus 9 is negative 3, and the absolute value is 3. Next, step 3. Find the mean of all of the absolute value differences. So I'm going to take all those numbers I just found, and I'm going to find the mean, which means adding them all up and dividing by how many there were. So I took 4, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. I added all those up and I got 12. I divide it by 7 and I get 1.714, so on, so on, so on, so on. And that's approximately a mean absolute deviation of 1.7. That means the numbers are spread out about 1.7 away from the mean. So take a look at this set of numbers. What happens if I give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? And I said, find the mean absolute deviation. So pause the video try this and let's see how you do. So remember, find the mean, subtract each number from the mean and take the absolute value, and then find the mean of those absolute valued numbers. And that gives you it. So pause, try it, and then when you come back, we'll take a look and see what you got. All right, let's see how well you did with this. If you did it correctly, I would have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all together, and I would have gotten 36. And I would have taken 36 and divided it by 8, which gives me a mean of 4.5. Now, I now take 4.5 and I subtract each one of the numbers from it, and I take the absolute value. So I take 4.5, subtract 1, which is 3.5, take the absolute value is 3.5. 4.5 minus 2 is 2.5, and the absolute value is 2.5. And then take 4.5 minus 3, absolute value of that is 1.5. And 4.5 minus 4 is 0.5. 4.5 minus 5 is negative 0.5 or 0.5. 4.5 minus 6 is, negative 1.5 or 1.5. 4.5 minus 7 is negative 2.5, which take the absolute value is 2.5. And 4.5 minus 8 is negative 3.5, take the absolute value, and I get 3.5. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all these numbers together and add, didn't want to do that, and add them all up together. And when you do that, you end up getting a total of 16. And then I'm going to take that 16 and I'm going to divide it by 8 because there were 8 numbers there. And that tells me that the mean absolute deviation is 2. So that means the numbers are about 2 spaces, 2 numbers, a variation of 2 away from the mean. And they're within that range. It's 2 to 2 to 2 to 2 away. And if you look, that does actually make sense that they are. 5 and 6 are within the 2, 7 and 8 are within 2 2s, and 4 and 3 are within a 2, and 1 and 2 are within 2 2s. So it does give me a little bit of that variation there. So that is the measures of variation. That is not the measures of variation, sorry. That is the mean absolute deviation. There will be a Edulastic assignment coming up, and I hopefully will see you tomorrow in Zoom.